Welcome everyone to Pints and Pasta.
Welcome.
Yes, and today the theme of the day is about our dogs and what they mean to our lives and what they mean to our families. So, as with every episode, we start. Look at my puppy. He's begging me because he sees the pasta. He knows this is pasta for the puppies today.
That's fun.
So today I made, we'll call it pasta and pepperoni. So it's pepperoni. I'll tell you how I made this. It is not a traditional Italian pasta, but it's something my mom makes that's hearty. I think it was like a Canadian Italian dish, right? When they came here, they adapted. But what I did, Andrew, is I took pepperoni sausage.
Mm-hmm.
I cooked it in the tomato sauce.
Yep.
So again, you know
good.
me, pork, whatever.
Yeah.
It blends in the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Pasta al dente, mixed it together, simmered it, and you got basically all that sauce that's sort of coated on the pasta and cooked with the pepperoni. So here we go.
Did you put parm on it or anything? Or
I put parm on it.
Okay.
You good? You okay with parm?
Yeah.
So let's take a bite. See how it came out.
Delicious.
Hey, you want to try? Up. Whoop. Up. There we go. Look for the pepperoni.
That's very good.
One more. Hold on. Up. 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 Oh, you missed. Hey, he stole it for you. Pasta for the puppies.
Very good.
Good, but good. So what did we bring for a pint today?
Well, this is a beer that's really near and dear to my heart. It's called Creamer Lager. So
you know what?
What's that?
Every episode you say that. Everything's
I know.
dear to your heart.
I know.
Like you, beer means a lot to you.
Exactly.
I love that.
But the reason is Creamer is about 20 minutes just north of us, so we go there all the time. Great place to have a nice Sunday afternoon. They have a restaurant there that's kind of connected.
I think you and I went one. You took me. Yeah, that's right.
Good,
yeah,
good food. You can tour the brewery and stuff like that. But it's really nice. I have a story about this. When I was doing a case study in university for an economics course, and I actually met one of the founders, and I said, "Why don't you ever sell to a big brewery? You can make tons of money," because they were winning awards when this was like 25 years ago. And he goes, "Oh, why would we?" He goes, "Everything's self-contained. We have our own water supply. Like there's a river that goes, or a creek, or our own trucks, everything. Why would we? We're self-contained. We're winning awards all over the world. Why would we sell?" So
$1 billion.
So I laugh and I go, "That's amazing." So I got really
inspired
by it. A year later, they sold out the Molson, so now it's a Molson. So anyway, but still good beer.
All right, so let's try this. Let's see how our head is this week. So
it's really sweet, caramely flavor, a little bit of yeast, very floral too. But I think it's one of the best lagers, craft Canadian beers out there.
Well, let me see. I think I'm getting better at this.
Absolutely. Great with a burger, great with pizza, great on its own. Yeah, you got to stay in the kitchen, brother. Cheers.
So close, so close. Cheers. Okay, let's try this beer.
Cheers. Delicious.
That is good.
Yeah, it looks heavy, but it's not.
It's not at all. Very good. Awesome. So today it's about the dogs in our lives, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we move downstairs to the studio?
Absolutely.
Bring our pint and we'll go from there. Sound good?
Yep.
What do you think, boys? Ben, what do you think? We go? We go? Come on. Pasta, up. Pasta. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Let's go talk about you boys.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back. So today's theme is about my boys, or all our boys.
Girls.
And all our lives. And what they do. Oh, there he goes.
Well, Judith won't be here.
What a way to start. Nope. Someone's next door. Another dog. There you go. The loves of my lives who just like to bark all day and cause me havoc. But, I thought this would be a good episode because really any guy will tell you, right? No matter what, you grow up with a dog's part of your whole life. And I know you're the same way. You've had dogs as a kid, dogs with your family. And I think it's worth talking about not only how important they are and how much they help the marriage and family, but how much entertainment they are.
Yeah, for sure.
Throughout our whole lives. Again, as an Italian, we always have dogs. And the reality of it is every Italian out there has had a dog named Lupo. I happen to have 3 dogs that were named Lupo, right? That seemed to be the standard Italian dog name.
Yeah.
But, so they're so instrumental in our lives in terms of growing up, best friend, and that best friend thing lasts till now. Like these 2 behind me, when they come back, they're like my best buddies that I can go to
Absolutely.
day in and day out.
When the wives get mad at you, you just go for a walk with your dog and they don't judge you.
No.
Nope.
Or what I love about the dogs, they remind me of the kids when they were young. When my kids were all under 3, when I came home and opened that door, they come running to me on each leg, Daddy, Daddy. Like they were like in love with me. And then I don't know what age it was for you, but for me, I think it was age 5 or 6. Like they just stopped coming to the door.
Yeah.
The beauty of the dogs are for their whole lives. When you come to that door,
the number one person
they
in the
think you've
world.
been gone for 2 years, and they're jumping down. They're so excited to see you. Look, right? Are you excited to see us? Oh, now this boy, what he did for me, as much as I love him, yesterday I let him out. And he got sprayed by a skunk, and I can't get that smell away. So this must be a tough one, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where's your brother?
Yeah.
You know you're the star.
Pasta. He wants some.
You want some pasta? Here. A little bit of pasta for our puppy. Now, could you do this with your kids or your wife? No, they'd be telling you to get lost. Look at that, he's such a beautiful dog. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Tell me, I remember you. Tell me a little bit about growing up, your dog, and maybe some stories or anything.
Well, you know what? Our most recent dog, Maggie May, just passed away. 15 years. She was a golden doodle, the best dog ever.
That's got to be the hardest thing.
Oh, it's hard. The hardest part was watching her go in front of Jen and the kids, and it was tough, right? Because she's been there since the beginning. But funny story. I remember when we got her. Because
we go from death to funny story. Here we go.
No, the funny part about it was we wanted a dog that didn't shed. And so we went to a kennel and researched it, and the kennel actually picked the dog for us, like because we had a family, and they actually choose which dogs go which.
And you're barking why? Because you're hungry. A little bit. Hold on. Puppy break.
Until the duck walks by.
Okay, ready? You gonna be good? Whoa, yeah, whoa.
How do you keep the dog so thin, Dave?
Okay, gentle. No.
This is how not to treat a dog.
No. Okay, go ahead. What do you mean? It's called. Don't bite my nuts. This could be B-rule. Okay, you've been patient. Look at Jen. Look at. What's that movie where the dogs eat the spaghetti? What was that Disney movie?
Fox and the Hound or Lady and the Tramp?
Lady and the Tramp. This is my tramp.
Yeah, so romantic.
Go on.
It's gross. He just got skunk all over his face.
Go on. That's how much I love my dogs.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. Now they'll be good.
Okay. So back to Maggie.
Sorry.
It's okay. So Maggie May, who just passed away, was the highlight of our whole dog life. But anyway, when we first went together, we went to a kennel.
And she was a doodle?
A golden doodle.
Golden doodle,
yeah. She was a golden doodle. And they picked us, right? And anyway, we wanted someone that couldn't shed. And I paid back then, this was how many years? 15 years ago? At least 15, 16 years ago. So we paid $2,000 for this dog. And I was so proud of it. And I remember...
because she didn't shed.
Yeah, she didn't shed. And I emailed all my friends in hockey.
Yeah.
And the next day I was getting emails from people saying, you paid $2,000 for a dog? And then they'd say, Andy, I backed over a cat, but I wrapped it up with duct tape, but I'll sell it to you for $50, right? And it was like relentless. But anyway.
Because we grew up, we didn't buy dogs.
No, I know.
Like, you went to the farm and they wanted to get rid of dogs.
I know.
I mean, I think I made fun of you, remember at the time of baseball?
Yeah.
And I don't think I paid less than that for either one of those dogs, right?
I know.
When your kids want a dog, you got to spend the money.
I know. Well, she was the best family dog ever. She was a sweetheart and very loyal to Jen. Like Jen was her number one person, but I was the number two for sure. But she was.
Oh,
really? She was like, oh, wow.
That's my dog.
Yeah.
We paid all that money so that she didn't shed, and now we have 2 free cats that shed everywhere.
Oh, these stupid cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not talk about cats.
No, it's all about
I got a great cat, but let's not talk about it.
No,
This is about
maybe
dogs.
Yeah.
This is about dogs. Yeah. Yeah. No, listen, I remember as a kid, we had so many dogs. Like, again, my dad, I guess I got it from my dad, like, we always wanted a dog because I'm sure he was always, we were idiots, we were dumb, he got us to work, but he had his dog. I always remember my dad, no matter how much they were close to us, when my dad was out working in the garden, those dogs were right beside him. Now, if they made a mistake, he would beat the crap out of them, those dogs. But they still were so loyal to him because they were his. We must have had, I told you Lupos. We had 3 Lupos. One before I was born, and I think it bit my brother. They had to get rid of it. Then we had 2 Lupos, and those Lupos were a mixture. You remember the Lupos. They were husky, wolf, and shepherds. And again, I always remember this is that
nobody robbed your house.
That dog was a big dog like Ben, except to us, and that's what I say about shepherds, but those breeds, they were so good with family.
Yeah.
But man, were they vicious dogs, anyone come over. And we didn't understand it because we'd say, no, he's friendly. But I remember Father Adams came over for dinner. He got out of his car, and our dog lunged, and Father Adams jumped on top of his car and sat on the roof, and we had to pull the dog away. Dog was so strong, we were like, the regular thing, we put a crank into the wall. Like cars would come, and we lived in the country. He'd snap it out of the wall, chase the cars. Yeah. So finally, we tied that chain to an anvil. Like, how, like a real anvil. And a car came, and what happened was the anvil held him back. We were in the country riding bikes. I don't know if it was you or someone was with us, and a tornado was coming. And these dogs, they're so smart. Yeah. We were leaving our house, and the dog was so anxious because of the tornado. It dragged the anvil behind us, chasing us.
Yeah, well, he was tough enough
to get us to come home. That's how much they looked after her.
Yeah, it might have been feeding time too.
It could have been feeding time. And again, Italian dogs. This is the other thing I love. These dogs, they get kibble, whatever. When we grew up, our dogs ate so good because my mom would make a meal, and then whatever was left over in place went to the dogs.
Yeah.
Right? The dogs had a full meal.
Yeah.
Right?
Not ours. Ours was allergic to chicken, so we had to feed it special food. I remember, funny story about Maggie, though, because she was always into something. But I remember I was in Mexico for work with a company. It was a company function because we sold tequila at the time, and we were in Mexico City, and we're at this nice hotel, and I'm in the pool after a conference with one of my sales reps, and we're talking. His name's Mark, and we had a couple shots of tequila, a couple beers, and we're standing at the bar pool. And I thought, I'm going to call home and see how everything is. And Jen answers and says, "I go, how are things going?" And she goes, "How's work going?" And I said, "Oh, it's really hard. We just, we were all day in a conference. I mean, I'm sitting here having shots at a pool." And I said, "Well, how's your day?" And she goes, "Maggie just puked all over the walls and shit all over the floor." And it's that time of the month, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm working really hard."
See you later.
Yeah, I felt so bad, but Maggie was always up to something. The dogs, they're, you go to the vet, and it's like, I say I never paid $2,000 for this or that, but you fall in love with them. They're like kids, right? And you do it, and I don't know. At the end of the day, they're like family.
Yeah, no, totally. Listen, when I got married to Judith was not a dog person. She had cats. So I always wanted to get a dog, right? I grew up with dogs. And I remember, it was just not, she just did not want a dog. So we got cats. We had cats. And in fairness, we had boy cats, and they were pretty good outdoor. I'm not going to complain to cats, because then I realized, cats, you don't have to do anything. They don't even want to hang out with you. Right? Like they roam the house. They were entertaining some once in a while, but easy to maintain, whatever. But when my oldest girl became a teenager, life wasn't easy. Like, it was tough. She was like leaving in the middle of the night, escaping, and the stress level was like off the charts. And when I have 3 girls, when they get that age, like 15, 16, it's like another world, and you got to learn how to deal with it. And I just didn't understand why I didn't have these emotions, or why they had these emotions. And I just remember, I had a dog. I spent a lot of time with a dog. I wasn't on my computer, whatever. Like, that dog was like I didn't talk to my parents. I didn't try to be best friend. I had my dog and my friends. So I convinced.
Call me a dog.
I convinced Judith. I said, Judith, and Judith didn't do it for that. I'll tell you what it was. Laura had snuck out of the house. So snuck out of the house. We went to a friend's house, Ubered there, got drunk, came home, and she was supposed to be watching her sisters. And her sisters were in bed, didn't rat on her at all. We went to her room. She had teddy bears buried under her blankets to look like she was there. She had escaped. We couldn't go anywhere. We were drunk. I was calling her. Blah, blah. So that was the first night. You think she would learn after we got in trouble. I took her door down and everything. She was so insistent. Like she would wait till we fall asleep. She'd sneak out of the house. Then I would sleep. For the longest time, I slept in the family room. And she'd wait till I closed my eyes. I'd wake up and she'd go to the basement and sneak out the window. So finally I said to my Judith, we got to get a dog because the dog will bark and I'll wake up. So that was my excuse. Judith said, okay, we're going to get the dog because the windows were like tagged and everything. So she agreed to get the dog. And I know the other two, like Amy and Maddie, were so like, they wanted a dog. They couldn't wait. And we were trying to pick a breed. I grew up with shepherds. We was a husky. And then it was my sister who said, oh, you know, you should get as a Bernese Mountain Dog, big dog, whatever, but friendly. And I'd never even heard of a Bernese Mountain Dog. So I found a breeder up north and we got Ben. And he was like this little teddy bear and whatever. And and now he's like the shoes up. But I got to tell you, the moment we brought him home, like I went up with Amy, not with Laura, and Maddie waited, but that dog mounted with me, obviously, but with Laura. That became Laura's best friend. And I got to tell you, the day we got the dog, not that her problems went away, but the behavior that I had with her went away because when she was feeling depressed or whatever, she could hug that dog. And that dog is like, he knew.
Yeah,
he
dogs
would
know.
go
They have an
to her.
instinct. Eh?
Like those dogs, they know when you're in pain. They went up and they could say, that's the girl that needs the help.
Yeah.
And it just became like, Judith immediately fell in love with Ben and dogs.
And the
and she's not a dog person. That he did, like, honestly, like it was so much stress, and just getting the dog got all the girls to like, oh, family, and then that dog became her stress outlet. So honestly, it was like this lifesaver that we were going through, because that kind of stress is not just us. Me and Judith were stressed because of the kids, blah blah. And it just became this savior. And to this day, Laura, like when Laura comes home, that dog runs to her, and like just mounts himself.
No. That's not the word to use.
But anyway, I say mount. I just like, he buries his head and he just does that.
Yeah.
So he loves all the girls. And obviously, Amy's she's pretty much outreach with all dogs, but that was Laura's dog. And then the second one, when Amy went, she was that age, she went through certain things too. And she was a little bit more proactive. She came to me because it was during COVID and said, Dad, I want to get another dog. I'm like, another dog? We got a dog. Like, just play more with this dog. Yeah. And I was so against it. And she begged me. And, going through all this. So I said, okay, Dad gave him. Yeah. We found that dog. Bailey, again, golden they find you. Even when we went to Ben, in fairness, he was not the dog we were supposed to get. But when I got there, the guy says, oh, there's this one here. And he sat on my lap and stared at me like, and I couldn't say it. Amy's like, Dad, I don't want to go home. I want this dog. And like, they basically pick you. And the same thing, Amy found this dog. It was this couple bought the dog in a condo and they just couldn't deal. It was like a little puppy. So they were going to get rid of it. But they charged me $3,000 to get that dog. I had to pay a premium. It was COVID. Yeah. And I was like bitching. But again, the moment that dog came in, he became like Ben's best friend, my best friend, like, and they get along. They are like inseparable. Like he thinks he's a burner. He mimics everything he does. And the same thing, he became that emotional support dog for Amy and Maddie. So these dogs have totally like changed the household. Like I was laughing because when Judith is yelling at me and screaming at me, the dogs, first of all, they get quiet. They surround me, and when it gets to a point, they'll even go to her. Like they just soften.
They know how to do
the
it.
freaking mood. Like I said, it is without a doubt. There's a reason why if you spell dog backwards, it is God.
Yeah, exactly. I
believe it. I like living as a kid and with these guys. Like when you tell a story about Maggie had to put her under, I'm not ready. I don't know how I'll deal with putting these guys under. Right?
It's awful.
It's just so tough.
Yeah. Well, Ben's an emotional support vacuum.
Yeah.
That's good.
Food, everything.
No, but you know what they say about dogs and cats, right?
No.
You know what a dog says? Oh my God, my owners, they feed me, they love me, they must be God. And the cat says, my owners, they feed me, they love me, they hold me. I must be God.
I know.
So that's the difference between a cat
It is so
and a dog.
true.
But,
We have one cat, right?
Yeah.
But he hangs out with the dogs. He's become like a dog.
Yeah, exactly. But they're great dogs, eh? We had a dog named Brandy that we got at an older age when we were dating, remember? Before we got married. And some guy owned it, and he would not push her downstairs, but make her go downstairs, and he'd leave for work all day. And we had friends that were veterinarians, and the wife kept taking on these stray dogs, and the husband's like, please God, please take this dog because I can't take another dog. But this dog, we met her, Brandy, and she was 10 years old. And she lasted another 5 years almost?
No,
Four?
like about 4 years.
Oh, 4 years. But you go, Brandy, you want to go for a walk? She'd go pick up her own leash and bring it. Like, she was trained, remember? And she was such a joy. And we used her in our engagement pictures and all that. And but it just goes to show you how if you give love to a dog, they love you 10 times more back. And it's crazy. But I love dogs.
I agree. Like I said, they've saved many fights.
Yeah.
Helped me deal with a lot of the kids. But the funny part is my kids, they love the dogs, but they always joke that I love the dogs more than them. And like there's, I think Amy sent it to me. There's like, it says, I know what my dad, who's my dad's favorite kid. So it has a picture of the kids all together, and it zooms out on the fridge, and there's like a picture for every month of the dogs all over the fridge. And that's sort of like, if you look at my Instagram, my personal one, my brother will joke, he goes, you have 0 pictures of your family. It's all about the dogs. I said, yeah, because they're with me all the time. And, it's more so because I work from home. So when I'm writing articles or I'm putting together content, that guy sits at the foot of my feet and just sits there and waits for me.
But you're a pretty athletic guy too. You go for I go for a kilometer walk. He goes for like a 10-kilometer walk. But the dogs are always with you, and they love that, right?
Yeah, the dog. Yeah, I'm fortunate for that.
That's a closeness that you guys have too, right?
Yeah.
Not only so.
Well, I always joke. I don't know if you remember the show. I can't remember. It was during COVID. There was a show. It was like the owner and their dogs. It was like, think of it like a Survivor or what's the Amazing Race?
Yeah.
But instead of 2 people, it was a person and their dog, right? Amazon had it. And we used to watch it, and these dog guys said, man, imagine they had this one episode where you had to take your dog and rappel with them. Like you're there in Peru from a building all the way down. With me and the kids were watching. Imagine, Dad, you went with Ben and I was trying to rappel the thing. They go, wow.
I think you and Andy should do amazing.
I agree. Amazing Race would be good.
The funniest story, experience I've ever had with a dog, which kind of was funny for me, but scared the shit out of me too, was my brother is really into dogs. Like, his dogs are trained like everything, and they love them. But he had this one dog that was a poodle, a small poodle, but this big, and it was like his pride and joy. And he asked me to babysit it one time at our old house. So I said, yeah, no problem. And he goes, but be careful because she's in heat. Don't let her outside too long because the neighborhood dogs will try and get her pregnant. So I didn't know anything about dogs. So the dog's barking at the door, and I let it out and I forget about it. So all I hear is this yapping. I go, holy shit. I look out and there's a big dog mounting the little poodle. So stupidly, it's the worst thing you possibly do. I grab a pitcher of water and I fill it up and I go out and I throw it on the dog. But I didn't know that the thing expands.
Yes.
So the big dog takes off and it's dragging my brother's dog. And anyway, there's blood everywhere. So I'm like, my brother's going to kill me. He's going to fucking kill me. So anyway, he gets home and the dogs calm down and stuff. And the funniest thing, I go, Joe, one of the dogs, humped your dog. And he goes, what kind of dog was it? And I go, I don't know. Like a Lapsu or something. And he goes, that's a pretty good combo wombo. Anyway, he was so pissed at me that it was off. Dogs.
Yeah.
What's the most fun time you have with your dog?
The most fun time I had with my dog?
Yeah.
Well, once, so this is the other, I tell you what, because my dogs give me a good time in terms of celebrityness. Remember, it's a Bernese Mountain Dog, which is a very unique breed. So they get a lot of attention. I'll tell you this story because it's related to the kids. We were at a cottage. We used to rent this cottage at Wasaga Beach. It was like right on. I think you guys came. Remember that one?
Yeah.
So every year when we rented it, we would go to Blue Mountain to the village one night. And back then they used to have the Elvis
impersonator.
They had the Elvis festival. Like,
oh yeah,
like Elvis singer. So we went in, And they go, like, Dad, don't bring the dogs. Don't bring the dogs, Dad. Dad, don't bring the dogs. It's like, I'm bringing the fucking dogs because you guys are going to be like, going doing your thing. Won't talk to me. I'll walk around with the dogs.
Yeah.
So put the dogs in. We get in there. As soon as we get out to the dogs, we're walking. Everyone's coming. Oh, I love your dog. Your dog is so gorgeous. Petting the dog. Like they were celebrities. Next thing you know, Dad, can I walk the dog? Dad, can I walk the dog? As soon as they became popular, they're all over the dogs. But they're so funny because we went in and people were like buying them like puppuccino, like people coming up and giving them food, drinks,
they hated
right?
that about it. Yeah.
And I realized, man, when I was single, I should have had a dog because it was attracting the people.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a funny story that you probably forgot, but you can.
This is about my dog, Lupo?
Lupo.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time? You remember that time we had the big Delta 88, your dad's car?
Yeah.
So we had the worst.
Oh, no. I forgot about that.
We were going camping, remember?
There's a lot of good stories about that camping trip with Lupo.
Yeah, we'll talk about camping later, but Lupo, we were driving, remember? We were driving the big car, and he's like banging his head up, boom, and Lupo's this huge German Shepherd.
Shepherd, Wolf, Husky mix.
And I'm like, Dave, what's wrong with your dog, man? He's like Delta 88s are huge cars, right? So he's like, it was like a 78 or 78. And he's smashing, trying to get out of the car. So Dave goes, I think he's got to go to the washer. So we pull out into this, like there's this nice subdivision out in the middle of nowhere. So we pull up and there's this guy who has a pristine lawn. And he's
cutting the grass or he's fertilizing.
So we let Lupo out. And he goes right in the middle of the guy's lawn. And I swear to God, the dump he took was, and the guy's looking at us. And Lupo gets in the car.
Take his shit, jumps in the car, and we go away.
I can imagine that guy was like, oh my God.
Well, first of all, he was scared shitless, so he didn't want to come close to the dog. And the dog took his shit and ran back in the car.
Oh, it was the funniest
but
thing to do.
The other part of that one, I don't know if you remember this, is that we were camping.
Yeah.
Again, nowadays, your dog comes in the tent. Remember we screwed his chain into the campsite. We went sleeping and we left the dog out on the chain. All night we'd hear, and we're like, what the fuck is that?
A bear.
He's fighting a bear out there, but none of us would go out. We were scared shitless.
It's probably a raccoon or something.
And poor dog's out there. Like, again, if you put a little dog, it would probably die, but that dog was so big.
Yeah, but Maggie, Maggie's problem is that we trained her wrong. So every time a dog or another human being came close to Jen and I, she would try to attack them. Like she thought she was saving us because, no, you know what I mean? And she was the littlest dog and they're the meanest. She'd go after the biggest dog. And I'm like, holy shit. And we learned after that watching Caesar Milan, just let go of the leash. Because then she'd go up and the big dog would go, and then she'd get scared.
Yeah, the leash makes them protective.
Yeah, so you just let go of the leash. But man, she would go after, remember? And I used to get scared because Emma would walk her as a little kid. And I thought if a big dog came out, it's all over.
We used to, this is actually a funny story because, me and Judith were walking the dogs in the park. And I had my flip-flops on. The grass is a bit wet.
Yeah.
And we were talking to someone. So I was talking like this and holding Ben's leash like this. And I guess a dog came and he ran and I went flying in the air. I land and I'm trying to like hold him and he's dragging me. Like it's like a Benny Hill episode. He's running and I'm being dragged along the lawn. Until
Benny Hill? Were you naked?
Yeah, I thought I was close to naked. She was like looking at me laughing. The dog is so strong. When he sees something, he just has to go.
He goes. That's funny.
He did that the other day. We were like, I wasn't paying attention. I had both of them. I had the leash, and this dog came, and the dog growled at him. So he's pretty good, but as soon as the dog growls, he thinks he's protecting me. And he just went, and I went flying in the air, and we were going, and all I could do was put my arms like this, and I went right into a light post, and almost snapped my arms in half.
Crazy.
Then he looks at me like, I'm sorry.
Talk about being protective. Maggie would go nowhere without Jen and I. Right, one of us had to be there at all times. We were at my sister and brother-in-law's cottage up in Fenland Falls, and my brother-in-law brought a new boat, and he's like, "Do you want to go for a cruise?" I go, "Yeah." So we tied Maggie to a picnic table on their lawn, and so we get in the boat, and we're going just cruising along, and we're like I'd say a good kilometer out on the water, and we look back to the shore. And there's a white thing swimming in the water, and we're like, "Is that a seagull?" And then Brent has binoculars, so we look, and he goes, "Holy shit, that's Maggie! She pulled the table till it somehow the leash broke or whatever, and she got and it's what's the lake called? It's
Lake Stew Dog, I think.
No, it's not Lake Scugog.
Sorry, sturgeon.
It's Sturgeon Lake. So there's actually sturgeon that eat gophers and shit. Like there's big fish in there that could eat a dog, right? So we had to get the boat, but it was just crazy. Like she could not be without us, right? But
that I think that must be the golden, because Bailey's like, if I go on the paddleboard, or
love
kayak,
swimming.
that like
Water dog.
as soon as he sees me, he can't handle it. He jumps in the water, swims out. Now I'm on the paddleboard. I have to lift the dog on the paddleboard, and then he sits, he falls asleep.
Yeah.
He will not. If I want to go kayaking, I have to put him in the house.
Yeah.
Or else he'll swim and fall.
Back to your God thing, eh? They're protecting us all the time.
Yeah. Well, Ben's like, no, you're in the water. You're on your own.
He's like, I sink when I go in the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another funny thing about jealousy in dogs, because when we thought we were done for kids, right? And Emma was a beautiful surprise for us. But Maggie, I call her Maggie May, but Maggie was going to be our third kid, right? We thought, let's get a dog. We have the two kids that are, So we ended up getting pregnant with Emma. So I think Maggie was like 3 months old by the time Emma was born. And when Jen would breastfeed, Maggie would get so jealous that she'd jump up and like lay on her shoulder staring at the baby. But she loved the baby, but she had to be part of it. Like she wanted the attention. So Maggie May, I wish I never saw your face. Rod Stewart.
Didn't you? What was you when you were a kid? You had a collie, didn't you?
Yeah, Terry. We had a collie, Terry, and then we had a show dog called Blue. It was
Blue's the one I remember.
Yeah, it was so black that it was blue. So they called him Blue, and it was we had her for quite some time. But my brother actually, when my dad passed away and we moved out, my brother took over and had her for another like 5 or 6 years. My brother's good with dogs. He's like the dog whisperer. But
it's probably dog. It's probably his therapy, right? The dog, right?
Yeah. And my sister Irene, she'll take a stray dog that's wild, and they just automatically love her, right? And same with my sister Joan. Like all my family are pretty good with dogs. But
well, listen, I talked to Judith about this. If we moved up here with more land, like we get a third dog, but not where we are now. If we come up here full time, we'll get a third dog. Yeah. Right?
If I ever do get another dog, I'm going to get 2 dogs of the same breed. So they can hang out. Yeah, like I've always said that, right? I think that'd be awesome. Let them run around together when you're not. But I love dogs. But I like smaller dogs. But if I had land, I'd get big. So, but
yeah, I mean the problem with big dogs is hair. Yeah, right? Like we got a lot of hair. Like dogs are amazing, but if you don't like hair, you're gonna have a hard time with a dog.
True,
right?
True.
But if you're okay with the hair, like again, this is what I like about dogs. You'll never have a pristine house. They bring you down to earth. Right?
Yeah.
They're messy like kids. They are really like there's so much family. Yeah. When at Christmas time, the dogs, the excitement of everyone opening a gift. Every time someone's opening a gift, they go to that kid person. They watch. Yeah. They're like so that's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
I remember Christmas. Why was I so excited about having kids? Having the excitement of Christmas. And then your kids get a little bit older and that excitement goes away. But the dogs, now my kids are like in their 20s, right? And Maddie's 18. But the dogs make it so exciting, even for the kids.
Our Maggie knew which gift was hers under the tree. We'd put a thing, and she'd every morning go, Maggie, where's your gift? She'd go up and like sniff it and hold it, but she'd never open it.
They are the fabric they're fabric to our family in terms of like keeping us grounded when things go bad, having that support. They make life interesting because they do really weird shit. Like you said, I'll come down. We fed the dog like bacon. Next thing you know, there is like the door is all brown.
Yeah.
And it was your kid, you'd be freaking out. It's your dog. You clean it up. You're willing. The stuff you're willing to do for your dog.
I know.
Because you love them, right? So they're that so important. And I think the other big thing is, well, God forbid, right? Like dogs, they don't get to see our whole lives, but we get to see theirs. They live. We have them for their whole lifespan. So that's why, they're so integral. And I see it with my kids, even my daughters, when Laura and Thing are away, they adopt dogs because she's, that's the influence of having that dog in the house is when she's away, they miss the dog.
Yeah,
and they were adopting the dog, which is a good thing, right? Because these dogs got to be taken care of before they get properly adopted. So as a student, they would take them in and she would fall in love with these dogs and have to give the dogs away. Like they're just so critical.
They're
right?
so aware. And like I remember if any of my kids were feeling down or Jen or me, the first person she'd go to is who was ever upset. And it's like, how did they know? They know. And and they gravitate to that person. So I love dogs for that reason. But yeah, they're great.
So
Anyway,
that was an emotion. That was more emotional than our wives. That was like a great episode. I just like I'm warm inside.
the doggy style.
Hey, where are my boys? What are you doing? Come on, come here. Come here. Come here. We're gonna say bye. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. You. Come up. 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 Come on. Everyone, come here.
Ben's afraid of me.
Come on.
Up.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
It's okay.
All right. With that, we'll see you next week. Well, in 2 weeks. To our dogs, to the family that they create for us,
Okay,
and the love that they give us.
next one, you got to talk about your camping video.
Yes. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.